Hi everyone. I'm going to read a book and it's going to be A Tale of Two Beasts. And it's written by Fiona Robertson. It's a really good book. My niece gave it to me and I fell in love with it. A Tale of Two Beasts. Okay, so there's two parts to this book. One is from the point of view of the girl and one is from the point of view of the beast. We're going to start first with the girl. And it's called The Strange Beast. It's kind of like the first section of the book. I was walking home from grandmother's house through the deep, dark woods when I spied a strange little beast. He was stuck up in a tree and whining sadly. So I decided to rescue him. And he's saying, "Beep. I will call you Fang," I said. And I wrapped him warmly up in my scarf and I carried him safely home. I gave him a lovely bath and a gorgeous new hat and sweater and a delicious bowl of fresh nuts. I made him a beautiful house and gave him Lord Rex to play with. I took him out for lots of long walkies to keep him fit and healthy, and I showed him all to my friends who loved him nearly as much as I did. But for some strange reason, the little beast did not look very happy. In fact, he was looking rather hot. I hope he's not sick, I thought. And I opened the window to cool him down. But then something terrible happened. Uh-oh. He threw off his clothes and he leapt out that window. And he ran away as fast as he could back to the deep, dark woods. I wanted to go and look for him, but my mama had other plans. She made me eat dinner. She made me take a bath. And then it was time for bed. I couldn't sleep. I missed the little beast and wondered if I would ever see him again. Oh, see who's at the window? But then a small furry shadow appeared at the foot of my bed. There's the shadow of him. The strange little beast had returned. He seemed quite pleased to see me, and I began to think that maybe, just maybe, he wasn't that strange after all. I wonder why he came back. Now, this is a different part of the book. This is the view of the beast. Now, he's going to be talking. It's from his point of view. The terrible beast. Does he look that terrible to you? I was hanging from my favorite tree, singing happily to the birds when... And we saw that picture when it was from her version. Do you remember that here at the beginning? And now we're going to hear it from his version. The beast. Hey! I was ambushed by a terrible beast. She growled at me, and she tied me up and carried me off to her secret lair. Now, we know from her point of view, if I go back, let's see if she tied him up. She said her words were, I wrapped him up in a scarf. He thought he was being tied up. Get back to that page. And then she carried me off to her secret lair. She made me disgustingly clean and dressed me up in a ridiculous hat and sweater and tried to make me eat squirrel food. Then she kept me in a tiny box with nothing for me to do and nowhere for me to hang from. She made me walk backwards and forwards and backwards again for no reason whatsoever. Now, from her point of view, she said, let me turn it back. This was her from her point of view. And remember, she was just trying to get him some exercise, keep him healthy. And then she showed me off to a herd of even wilder beasts who were just as terrible as she was. I had enough. I made a cunning plan, and I put it straight into action. So, here is his plan. He has A plus B equals, what's he say there? Freedom. So his A plus B is heading out that window. Free once more. I raced back to the deep dark woods before the terrible beast could catch me. Look at his expression. You think he looks happy, scared, sad? It was peaceful in the deep dark woods. A bit too peaceful, perhaps. And also a bit wet. In weather like this, one could do with a nice warm hat. I snuck back to retrieve it under the cover of darkness. So he came back to get his hat. But if you can see her eyes, is she awake? The terrible beast was waiting for me. She seemed quite pleased to see me, and I began to think that maybe, just maybe, she wasn't that terrible after all. And I love how Fiona, who wrote the book, how she had them leaping in the air. And it looked like they were having fun. I hope you enjoy this book as much as I do. Thanks for listening.